If the Shinde faction claims that they have more than 37 MLAs of Shiv Sena party alone, then they can move the speaker or deputy speaker with a claim to be recognized as the Shiv Sena faction or the Shiv Sena party inside the assembly, because as per the anti-defection law, if any faction or if the split group has 2/3 majority support of the total strength of the MLAs in the assembly, they can claim to be a separate faction or they can merge themselves with a new party. So that's where if Shinde faction has this 37 MLAs, if they have this 37 magic number, then they can move the speaker with the request to recognize themselves as the Shiv Sena party inside the assembly. Earlier, we also saw Shinde also appointing his own MLA, his rival, his camp MLA, as the chief whip of the party. So the next possible move of Shinde will be to move the speaker or the deputy speaker in this case with the request to recognize his faction as the Shiv Sena inside the assembly. And the second possible move by Shinde faction will be to move the governor along with BJP or any other ally with an allegation of with a claim that the government led by Uddhav Thackeray, the MVA Mahavikas Aghadi government led by Uddhav Thackeray, has lost majority, and then they can ask for a trust vote inside the assembly. Then along with BJP, they can bring down the government and then they can stake claim for the government. So these two are the possible scenarios when it comes to Shinde faction. Also, what next for Uddhav Thackeray? Because once, if 37 MLAs out of 55, that is 2/3, if they side with Shinde faction, then Uddhav Thackeray does not have many options in his hand. So the only option he can do is to cite the earlier letter that was written by Shinde faction yesterday, wherein almost only 30 odd Shiv Sena MLAs have signed that particular resolution, wherein Shinde has claimed himself to be the party leader, and also he has appointed his own MLA, his own rebel camp MLA as a chief whip of the party. Maybe Shiv Sena can play that card, Uddhav Thackeray can play that card, saying that only 30 odd MLAs have signed that particular resolution, which is not the 2/3 of the MLA strength, and then he can approach the deputy speaker to initiate disqualification proceedings against some of the MLAs, not against all the MLAs, all the 30 odd MLAs. Maybe he can move to initiate disqualify proceedings only against some of the MLAs in order to ensure the remaining rebel MLAs come back to his side. So if at all, if Uddhav Thackeray has to survive this particular coup by Shinde, he has to stick to the number. He has to ensure that Shinde faction does not have this 2/3 majority, that is the 37 number.